Well, hello. Welcome to the first qualifying race of the Dr. Pepper 300. We are preparing for what is going to be an epic race in the Season 3 Mobil Cup Series, race number 3 at Las Vegas. But first, we got to find out what 7 drivers that are outside the top 35 in points are going to transfer their way in to this race. Some of them may be making appearances for the third time this season, some may be making it for the second time this season, and some of them may be making their Mobil Cup Series debut here in Season 3. On the pole, we got Steven Gonzalez, who's really been having a lot of hard luck in that 68 car. As a matter of fact, I believe, if I remember correctly, in one of the qualifying races, it may have been at Daytona, but he was on the pole and ended up having an engine problem and ended up not being able to transfer in. So he's on the pole here today. Hopefully that kind of karma is not going to happen to him today, because he wants to be able to transfer his way in to the Dr. Pepper 300. We've got Bob Fergus alongside of him. Bob Fergus is actually a Mobil Cup Series regular, and he's found himself outside the top 35 at this point, and so he's got to get himself back in. Then you got Ashton Brab and Bill James. That's row 2. Both of them still looking to try and make their first Mobil Cup Series start. You got Timmy Pacioli, defending champion, back there in the 6th position for the starting of this race. He is going to have to rely on another championship provisional, which will now bring him down to 3 if he cannot qualify into this race inside the top 7. Top 7 drivers will transfer their way in unless Timmy Pacioli does not finish 7th or better. Then it would be the top 6, and Pacioli would get in on the championship provisional. So these cars will roll off, complete 2 pace laps. We will show you now the starting lineup. 36 drivers ready to go for 14 laps at Las Vegas. So we're having basically almost kind of like a real full-length race here in the Mobil Cup Series qualifying race, because we're able to fit all 36 drivers in a field. There are just too many to be able to do it in the Oreo Truck Series and the Snicker Cup Series. That's why we have to split them up into 2 groups. So here we go. 36 cars. Only 7 will transfer their way into the Dr. Pepper 300. Green flag is displayed for the Dirt Devil Ford of Steven Gonzalez, and they are off into turn 1. Already they're going to go 3 wide. Levi Schoen's going to make it 3 wide there in that turn, as he'll take 2nd. Oh, Ashton Brad first. Watch it. Oh, no, they got the wall. And Pacioli has been turned around again. Timmy Pacioli just cannot buy a break here in the Mobil Cup Series, our defending champion. And Steven Gonzalez is going to lead them down to the caution flag. Ryan Jukes on pit road. Timmy Pacioli, Ray Wilson, they were caught up in it. Oh, Dylan Poteet, heavy damage on both the front and rear of that car. Barney Ward, heavily damaged. Logan Wilson's damaged. Oh, and off turn 4, Jesse Kaplan gets into Jordan Hester. Thomas Bush, look out! Ooh. Boy, that was close. Matthew McMurray was involved. Bill Raymond was involved. There's what's less of Jesse Kaplan's machine. Ashton Brab was involved. Robert Band was involved. Oh, look at the J. Juke machine. A lot of these cars heavily damaged. Brent McCaleb was involved. Samet Ozcon was involved. Joseph Lombard. Carter Keselowski. I think Joshua Osborne in the 01 was involved. It's easier to name off the drivers that weren't involved. I think there is some damage to Brandon Parsons. Dunn LaPrade has sustained some damage. Oh my goodness, I'll tell you what. Oh, wow. That's the leader under caution, Steven Gonzalez, but that was a huge wreck. Let's see what happened. Oh, there was so much that happened. We got to do it from the helicopter view to be able to take it all in. Look up ahead. You got Ashton Brab there with Bob Fergus. I think they're going to make some contact, but let's see how Timmy Pacioli gets turned sideways. I think that he is the main reason that the track was blocked up and nobody could get through turn 2. Of course, it could have been several incidents. See Quentin Hagler and Wes McCall, they're side by side making contact. No, right there. There you go. Dylan Poteet, Christian James, Carter Keselowski all get together. And then Quentin Hagler turns around the 85 of Pacioli. So it was pretty much 2 wrecks here. It just blocks up the racetrack. Christian James does a good job getting by Pacioli's machine. Joshua Osborne was caught up in something earlier, or later on. Hester gets by, Logan Ryan gets by, Chevy Gilliam gets by. Here comes Ray Wilson. He's not going to get by. Contact there. Brendan Parsons involved. Bill Raymond involved. Dunn LaPrade involved. Joseph Lombard gets a piece of it. Boy, that was a huge wreck. Matthew McMurray sustained some damage from it somewhere along the line here. Danny Wells was actually caught up in it as well. I think something happens further up here, maybe. Oh, yeah, look up here. Oh, yeah, this was up right at the front. Ashton Brad, Brent McCaleb, Jordan Hester, they get all together into each other. And I think maybe this is where all the big contact comes from. Let's see. There's Hester. There's McCaleb. There's Ashton Brab. Dunn LaPrade's going to get by. Let's see if anybody else comes into the picture. I think this is where the big wreck actually occurs. Here they come. Brendan Parsons just barely squeaked by there in the 03. But he had already had some damage earlier. And here they come. Oh, Joey Dawson just gets by. Boy, you know, I don't know where all that damage really came from. A lot of these guys had a lot of front-end damage. Let's go on board with a few of them, find out what happened to them. Okay, first car we're going to go on board with is Barney Ward. Let's see what happened to the 99. Oh, boy, you know, I don't know if that was the Dylan Poteet wreck, maybe? The one where Poteet gets together with... after off the nose of Christian James gets involved with, boy, I have no idea. Let's go on board with another driver. Okay, this may give us a good camera angle of what blocked up the track. We're on the rear bumper of Dylan Poteet. Right there's the contact from Christian James. But, you know, I think that was the wreck that caused Logan Wilson, Robert Bam, Barney Ward, all of them, all that damage. So... Thomas Bush, he was involved in the 05. Let's try and settle it out and see who actually has retired from the race. This field has been cut down considerably, though, after multiple wrecks occurring here on lap 1. Now, Ryan Juke is actually on the tail end of the lead lap in 24th position. Steven Gonzalez is our leader, but right now, drivers that are out of the race are Matthew McMurray, Joshua Osborne, Dylan Poteet, Samet Ozkan, Jay Juke, you've got Logan Wilson, Barney Ward, Jesse Kaplan, Jordan Hester, Ray Wilson, Timmy Pacioli, and Bill Raymond out of the race already. Steven Gonzalez leads, Levi Schoen second, Bill James third, Justin Perry fourth as we're getting ready to go back under green. Wes McCall is in fifth, sixth is Quentin Hagler, Christian James is seventh, eighth is Bob Fergus, ninth is Logan Ryan, and a battle on for 10th here is Chevy Gilliam's going to get around the Justin Perry machine. Best battle on the racetrack here is between Wes McCall and... oh, there's some contact! Whew. They made it through there. Just barely. Wes McCall now going to get challenged by Quentin Hagler. So now we are watching the top 6 drivers that will transfer in because of Timmy Pacioli retiring from the race. He's going to get a championship provisional. Man, Christian James getting into the back of everybody today. He got into the back of Dylan Poteet. Now he gets into the back of Quentin Hagler. Oh! Bob Fergus almost got turned by Chevy Gilliam. Oh, contact might be made here. Oh, Logan Ryan flips, barrel rolls, does the 18, and Bob Fergus spins out in front of the field. Saves it, though, but, oh, Logan Ryan took a wild ride. Oh, he gets hit by Joseph Lombard. Oh, Danny Wells is down into the inside retaining wall. Robert Band is involved in this. Oh, my goodness. James Qualls is involved. Justin Perry is involved. Make that Joshua Perry. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and up into the fence is the Ryan Juke machine. He may have had a tire go down. But let's see why we're under the caution again. That was a scary ride for the 18 of Logan Ryan. Well, here we go. I think he's going to get his contact here from Bill James in the 38. Yep. Actually kind of almost pinched. Bill James almost pinched between Joshua Perry and Logan Ryan. Look at the 18 flipping, barrel rolling. Actually goes on his side and rides the wall. Up ahead, Bob Fergus is getting turned around. Oh, Joey Dawson in the 46 got a piece of that. He was filling in the 46 for the rest of the season for Alexander Dawson. There you see James Qualls, Brandon Parsons. They were involved in it. And you're going to see Danny Wells up here. Who's he going to get turned by? I missed it. Got turned by Brandon Parsons, and watch this hit into the inside retaining wall. Bam! Hard lick for him. Man, oh man, oh man. There's what's left of James Qualls' machine. Joseph Lombard, heavily damaged. Robert Bann, heavily damaged. Bill James is damaged. Logan Ryan still running after flipping over. Carter Keselowski, I believe, also got some pretty extensive damage from that as well. Boy, scary looking ride there for the 18 car of Logan Ryan. And see here if we can find out what happened to Ryan Juke. He was coming under the caution. That car slides up the racetrack. Looks like he had a... I don't know if that was a right front or a right rear, but look at that. He just goes up and he gets the wall. That's definitely a tire went down for the Ryan Juke machine when they came down to get the caution. He was running on the tail end of the lead lap in 24th. So we will go back to green flag racing. We'll have 3 laps to go. Pretty similar in what the second Truck Series qualifying race was. We ended up going back to green flag racing on lap 12. I wonder if we'll be able to race it to the checkers this time. I thought we did in the second qualifying race for the Truck Series, but we didn't. Anyway, drivers that have now retired from the race are James Qualls. You've got also out of the race Joshua Perry, Danny Wells, Logan Ryan, and Joseph Lombard. Matthew McMurray is actually still on the racetrack. He is 1 lap down, but top 6 drivers are going to transfer in. These are the drivers that are currently in those positions. Steven Gonzalez, Levi Shones, Quentin Hagler, Christian Janes, Justin Perry, and Chevy Gilliam. Drivers are going to try and knock those guys out. Dunn LaPrade, Wes McCall, Bob Fergus, Joey Dawson with the damaged race car still is in 10th. Then you got Tim Walsh in 11th. 12th is Brent McCaleb. Brandon Parsons is 13th. 14th is Thomas Bush. In 15th position is Ashton Brab. Then you got Bill James, Carter Keselowski, Robert Bann, and Ryan Juke in 19th. Those are the cars on the lead lap. Matthew McMurray is 1 lap down in 20th. You saw his number 97 back there. I believe he's 16th in this line. Green flag is out. Will it be for the final time today? Or, I mean, will it be the... I meant, will this be the final time we see the caution? That's what I meant. Obviously, it's going to be the final time we're going to see the green flag. Oh, Quentin Hagler battling for second there with Levi Shones. I'd be awfully careful there if I were the 52, and he's going to be careful. He's going to go for the lead. Wow, did he get a run? Quentin Hagler out of nowhere. The 52 Tax Slayer Chevrolet comes to the front of the field. Is the caution out? It is out. Caution is out. Hagler will transfer. Levi Shones, Steven Gonzalez, Justin Perry, Christian Janes, and I think Chevy Gilliam got the last transfer spot. He did. Chevy Gilliam gets the last transfer spot into the Dr. Pepper 300. And the caution comes out for Bill James. Bill James, and I think maybe Robert Bann as well. Well, we'll take a look and see why we're under the caution flag for the final time here today. Actually, some contact happened further up there. Thomas Bush got turned sideways. And I think Bill James was going to slow down. Oh, no. Brendan Parsons and Thomas Bush got together, and Bill James gets into the back of Brandon Parsons. And just goes for a round for a spin. The two Nemco cars of Ashton Brab and Matthew McMurray did a good job missing that, but just a solo car spin on the back straightaway put us under the caution for the final time today, and I believe the official results are in. Well, Quentin Hagler comes out of absolutely nowhere to win the qualifying race. Be looking for him in the Dr. Pepper 200, no doubt about that. Levi Shones gets credited for second. He'll transfer in. Steven Gonzalez led almost all day, but he will still transfer in with a nice third-place finish. Justin Perry will transfer in fourth. Christian Jane's going to be back in the Mobil Cup Series races. He's going to be in fifth as he finished there. And Chevy Gilliam gets the final transfer spot in sixth place. Guys who just barely missed: Dunn LaPrade, Wes McCall, Bob Fergus, and Tim Walsh. A lot of these drivers pretty much, I guess, are just happy that they finished the race, I guess, but unfortunately, a lot of them were not able to transfer in, including quite a few regulars. Robert Band being one of them, Bob Fergus there being another. So we look further down at the rest of the finishing order. You can add Jordan Hester, Ray Wilson into that list as well. They will not be in the race. And Timmy Pacioli finishes 35th out of 36 cars, but he'll use his second of 5 championship provisionals. He's now down to 3 to be able to use. And Timmy Pacioli will be in the race, our defending champ, but tell you what, he's got a real handful if he's not going to be able to finish well in the Dr. Pepper 300. But we got Snickers Cup Series qualifying coming up soon here at Las Vegas. Hope you'll tune in for that. We'll have 2 qualifying races for that. Congrats to those drivers who qualified their way in. They are right here, the top 6 drivers. Hagler, Shones, Gonzalez, Perry, Janes, and Gilliam will all be in the Dr. Pepper 300. Hope you'll tune in for that. See you guys later. You've been watching the NNSCRA Sports Channel, offline racing at its best.